Excited to welcome in 2019 national champion and a guy that's one of the top ranked corners in this week's 2020 NFL draft. Kristian Fulton joins the show. Kristian, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Glad to have you on. And I know that this is a little bit of a different of a draft process in the times that we're in right now. But right now, what are you doing to get ready for this week's NFL draft?
Really just letting everything play out as far as the draft, but still doing little workouts, just to stay in shape, and all those things. I don't know what's really gonna happen, after the fact, after I'm drafted. So just want to make sure that I'm ahead of the game when that time comes for me to go.
Now, you did get a chance to go to the NFL Combine there in Indy, and so you do have some numbers, and you did well there in Indy. And even though you don't have a pro day, maybe you wanted to do some things at the pro day, but at least you do have those numbers that teams can go off of.
Yeah, definitely. That was just one of the my main goals. Just to put up the numbers for the combine. I wanted to take care of business on the field, and because I knew everything off the field, I would do great on meaning interview. So I'm definitely excited with the numbers I have. And I left good impression to the coaches.
Now, Kristian, you were able to finish your LSU career with a national championship. I was as well, and there's not a better feeling winning a national championship in the Superdome in your home state. But you were a guy, look, that could have come out early, come out as a junior, and been drafted. What went into that decision to come back for your senior year?
Well, first I knew what type of team we were gonna have coming back. A veteran team, a lot of guys are experienced. Also, I felt like it was a year that I could use, to mature more, on the field and off the field. I felt like I wasn't ready for that transition. With only having 10 games under my belt, I wanted to do that. I felt like I had more to give to LSU. Why not? They've done so much for me, been there for me. I felt like it was the best decision for me, to come back.
Coach Corey Raymond was actually a GA when I was at LSU, and I got a chance to really know him. And he was already a bright football coach, even young into his career. But what has he meant to you in your development?
He meant a lot. A guy who's recruiting me since I'm not even sure, maybe 15 or 16, and we built a great relationship. Even before I got to LSU. So he's just a guy that's been there for me, on the field. He's pushed me every day, even when I was suspended. He didn't take his light on me. He held me to a high standard, just like he did this past year. So, he's meant a lot to me. It shows the type of player coach he is. He pushes us, but he also cares for us off the field.
Catching up with 2019 national champion Kristian Fulton here. Kristian, going against that high-powered LSU offense every single day in practice, I know that had to make y'all better. I was out there for the fall scrimmages, and y'all had some outstanding battles. Not only corners on receivers, but just everybody, backs on backers, offense and defensive line going against each other. Is that something you really felt like sharpened everybody's skill set?
Definitely. When you go against great talent like that every day in practice, it doesn't get any harder on Saturdays. It actually makes things easier. And you're talking about going against guys that are going to go first round. So you're going against NFL talent every day. So it definitely made things better for us, especially going against that offense. I mean, we were having doubts about ourselves as a defense during the fall. So it definitely, helped us in the long run for sure.
Hey, it's a good point you make because almost every top corner there at the combine was asked who's the best receiver you went against all year, and to a man, they said Jamar Chase, and that's a guy that you know extremely well from going to the same high school, going to the same college, and like you just mentioned, going against each other spring and summer and early fall practices.
Yeah, definitely. That's my guy. We've been knowing each other for a minute, so we always competed against each other, and hung out right after. Um, he's definitely, a special talent, and I was excited, to see his growth that he had this year and progress that he had, And I feel like he's definitely going to go down as one of the best receivers to come out LSU. So definitely excited to see his growth and the push that he gave me. It wasn't always easy going against him. So I like competing against him and getting better also.
Now, Kristian, I think we all know that LSU is DBU, and they've staked a claim to that. So I've got to ask you a two-part question. The first part, was there a guy at LSU when you were growing up in middle school and high school that was playing at LSU that you said, okay, one day I want to have the same game that he has?
Definitely, you got to go with Tyron. You got to. I mean, I feel like every DB, I feel like he inspired, the whole generation now of DBs. I feel like everybody who wants to play DB watched him. Him, just watching Tre'Davious, up close and personal. Definitely wanted to emulate his game. I felt like he was definitely one of the best DBs at the time when I first got there. So I watched him close.
All right, the second part of that is there's no question who DBU truly is, right?
No question.
Hey, that's all you got to say. So you don't even have to add to that answer. I think we all would agree there. Hey, when you look at this draft class for LSU, the record is 14. It was set by Ohio State. There's a possibility that LSU could break that record. When you start adding up some of the guys that could be drafted from LSU, that number could get up to 16. Do you think LSU is truly going to break that record? And if they do, what could that do for recruiting, right? What could that do for young guys in high school in the state of Louisiana, really anywhere in the country, to see LSU have that many guys drafted in one class?
That would be crazy. Definitely believe we can do that. It was a real talented team. I think NFL teams are looking for guys that come from a winning program. That comes with that winning mentality. So I definitely think that we can do that. Also, it helps tremendously. It shows. Sometimes it shows like a guy taking a slow route. So how guys go figuring out. You see guys that came back for their senior year. It'll be big, to see the impact that they can have just by that coming back that 1 year, and just the talent that Coach O and the coaching staff is how we're progressing the players. I feel like that's huge for them that they can see that.
Catching up with Kristian Fulton here. Kristian, did you have one guy on the team last year that maybe stepped up that a lot of people, as far as the fans and the outsiders, didn't really know a whole lot about, but this year he came in for y'all and he played really well, and now he could be a guy that gets drafted?
Yeah. What I want to say. I got to think through these 16 people.
I mean, I know for me, it's hard not to look at what Patrick Queen did. I mean, he comes into LSU. He's a running back in high school, a lot like Devin White, and then he sits behind Devin White, and there's no shame in that. Devin was a top 5 pick. We caught up with Devin not too long ago as well, and he talked about Patrick Queen and what he thinks he can be in the NFL.
Oh yeah, definitely. Had a great season. Definitely a guy that's shown his work this past year. So I definitely believe he'll have a great impact. I feel like a guy like Derek Dillon, who didn't really get to step on the field as much, but when he did, he made plays. So I believe he could be a guy, that's going to be a sleeper for sure.
All right, Kristian, I've got a couple more for you, and we appreciate your time today. What's the draft day plans? I realize they probably changed, right, since everybody's kind of got to be in home and everybody's going to be watching it really a different way than they typically would. But do you have any draft day plans? Is it just going to be you and your family?
Yeah, for the most part, it's going to be just me and close immediate family. I mean, the NFL, they have draft guidelines that they want to go by just to make sure everyone's safe. And that's what we want to keep everybody safe. So just immediate family.
All right, Kristian Fulton, 2019 national champ, going to be a top pick in this year's 2020 NFL draft. Had a hell of a career there at LSU. Kristian, appreciate the time, man.
I said, appreciate you having me. Thank you.